Hey everybody, welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan. Alright, this might be the most fun episode I do the entire year. Especially a hand modeling video. Like, I thought about doing a big extravaganza like old school where I lay all my cards out. But it's just going to be too much work because there's too many cards to share. But I do want to do a video like that in the future again, like I did in the past. I love doing those where I run up to the camera. But this one, I'm sitting down. We're doing my top 25, maybe 26. I can't remember exactly how many. I think I pulled out 25, but I might have been off by one. Countdown of my favorite pickups from 2025. It's not all by value, but you guys know I love buying cards that fit my collection to a T. And I also love buying cards that I think will be worth what they are, what I paid in the future, and if not, more. So all of these cards hit that box and they're just incredible. So honestly, there is absolutely no order to the value on this. This is pure my favorites. So at the very top is my absolute favorite pickup of the year. It might be tied with a couple, but I did put them in order. So I really spent a lot of time organizing these over the last 3 weeks, getting inspired by everybody doing this. Just sent me over the edge. And let's just get right into it. So right off the bat, this is a rebuy. 1955 Topps Sandy Koufax rookie card. I had this one in a lower grade after the National a couple of years ago. I came home and I'm like, oh, I gotta just buy one. I bought one and it was centered. The color was nice, but it had like a bend in it. So I sold that, I think, last year, and I've been looking for a replacement ever since. Well, I told the story about one that popped up that went for like $2,000. It was a 3.5. And then right after that, I missed it. This one popped up, and people hate those markers. And yes, there's a little mark right there, but this was cheaper than I sold my two for. It was like $625. The front of this card is outstanding. The gloss, it's like, no creases, no wrinkles. You get that little discount right there, and it's a beauty. And yeah, this is coming in at number 25. I put it down there because I've had this card. I had the feeling of buying this card before and owning this card. So it's, if I ranked my cards, my favorite cards, this would be up there, but it's as of my favorite pickup. The meaning of the pickup itself, all inclusive, came in at number 25, the bottom of the rankings. All right, put that right there. And I found that I didn't buy as many cards this year. The last few years I bought way more cards because I sold all those off-centered stuff. So this year I probably had like 60 cards to choose from. Be a little bit more, all ranges of prices. But there you go, number 25. Now, number 24 coming in. Oh, yeah, this card's just insane. A lot of reasons this card's insane right here. Koufax O, 1973 Calby, number 141. First and foremost, this has creeped up my list of my favorite images on a baseball card that I own. Like, I just think it's incredible. There's no design. This is like, I'll liken this to the 53 Bowman, there's no design. It's just photography. But it's beautiful. And you really get to zoom in on O. And he's got like a sweat bead going down over here. It's just a magical card. And I picked this one up, and it popped up at a 7. I don't remember where. I think it was on eBay. And I hit the buy it now. And I had never seen, like, it was so sharp and crisp. And there's not a lot of these. You could find one on eBay. There's a couple up there, just random ones. But they're not like the Topps cards of the day. So higher grades to me on these are like buying high grades of Topps cards in the past. These haven't shot up to the moon yet. The differences between a 7 and just finding the card is, I found that other raw one that I shared in the last video for like $20-ish. But this thing is sharp as a tack, and it's the highest ever graded, so it means something to me on so many fronts, and I'm trying to collect all the O's from 73 Calbee. So what a beautiful card. So freaking stoked. And yeah, that was number 24 right there. That's insane that that's number 24. That could be number 1 right there. All right, next one. Let's see. And I put these in order, put them in a box, and I haven't looked at them since, and that was weeks ago. So this is fun for me to go, oh yeah, this one's sick right here. 2018 Topps Update, Jose Altuve. Yes, you heard that correctly if you're listening and not watching. And Aaron Judge. To me, this is like a full-blown iconic card. First off, you got the tallest guy in the world, tallest guy in the league, standing next to the shortest guy in the league. Right up my alley. I am a short man. I've been a short kid. I grew up as a short human being. It's different. It's not the same as someone who grows up being normal height or taller. It's a different life experience. And so when I see a card like this, it just pops out to my eye. I've always wanted it. And what's really, really special about this card that adds it tenfold is that learning through the years from guys like Shane, Shoebox Legends, Eric, Those Back Pages, and many others. But this is the Independence Day from 2018. This is the first year Independence Day came out, and I am falling in love with this more and more. I think Independence Day is probably it's gold is my favorite. I just love gold in general. But for an offshoot after gold, this to me is my favorite parallels. And Independence Day from 2018 is the first year they ever came out. And this was 1 in every 456 packs just to get an Independence Day card. Then you have to times that by 350 cards in the set. Shout out to my man, Brian High Pop Professor. I love that info on the label. This came back from the graders as 7.5. I didn't do centering because there's no borders. Bought this raw. Number 16 out of 76. 5'6" and 6'7". I just think it's sick. 2 future Hall of Famers. Awesome card. Watched this go on the merry-go-round for a long time. Like maybe a year. And then I finally just said, boom, I'm buying it. Or maybe I looked for that card for like a year. And then that one popped up and I watched it for a while and I finally sent some offers. One of those nights where I was probably having a drink or something, like, I need that card. That's the one. That's the copy. There's the camo that I almost bought, but that is the one for me. Just magical. The color matching. Woo. Okay, that was 25, 24, 23. Now, number 22 on this magical countdown. Oh, these cards just get like more crazy and more crazy. This one, I have the Ichiro 2002 Topps Chrome, and this is the Albert Pujols 2002 Topps Chrome Albert Pujols refractor. Now, you can call this a gold refractor or a regular refractor. They only had refractors in 2002, so it shows it's gold, but you can call it gold or you cannot call it gold. They're the same refractor, the same card. And this thing is a monster card. Really stoked on the example that I got here, and I'm stoked on the price I got. I was very patient. These, they're out there. There's enough of them to go around, so you can be patient. But the point is, it's not a cheap card. This is an expensive card. I don't know, $300 and something, $400 I think I paid. I got a really good deal on it because it's an SGC holder. Yeah, I did just say that. And it's an 8.5, but the thing's centered beautifully. Yeah, I think a 9 is probably like $900 or something to give you an idea. But to have this in my collection, and I have the Ichiro on my wall right next to me, literally a foot away, putting them side by side is just magical. Shout out to Mitchell, White Sox fan. He loves Pujols. There we go. As does so many other people in the hobby. But number 23, man, these pickups, every one of these pickups is like a Grail card. Like, it's just a lot of thought went into every pickup this last year. So much thought. And this year, it's even deeper. I'm going even deeper. All right, number 22, 21, whatever we're at. I'll count them down more, like if I lose track when I get to the last 10. That's when it's going to get crazy. Here we go. Number 21. 1960. Oh, this one is sick. 1961 JGA 21 Shonen Magazine playing card of Aseo Harimoto. All-time hit leader in Nippon professional baseball with 3,085 hits still to this day. Career stats 319, average 319, 1,676 RBIs, 319 stolen bases, 504 home runs. Rarity rating 2. I graded this at 3.5. The 8 of spades. And the most important fact to me about Aseo Harimoto is that he survived the atomic bomb. He had some family members who passed away, but he was there in Hiroshima when the bomb was dropped, and he survived. Incredible story. I urge you guys to go read his Wikipedia page. That's all I've read, you know. And then I dug in a little deeper on him. But my buddy Shane sent me a card of his, and I think that's how I learned of him. And then I Googled it, and I looked up and saw that he survived the atomic bomb, and it blew my mind. Or maybe Shane told me that. Either way, this set, I have the Sadahara O, and I still have the Shigeo Nagashima, and Iseo is another player that I collect. So I have the collection that I want. I have a few others as well, but this was a monster pickup for me. When I saw this on Whatnot on Robert's channel, it was mine. Like, I was definitely going to win it, and I think I won it for 20 bucks. And rarity rating 2. There's probably like 100 of these or something that exist. I forget what 2 is. Not a ton, but man, what a sick pickup. A really meaningful, really helped out the collection. And this one ties in right with it at number 20. Another set I was been working on for years now, probably 3 years, just like that one. These cards don't pop up every day. This is the only example of this card I've ever seen, and that is the only example I've ever seen. And this is a 1968 JGA 152 Shonen book of Aseo Harimoto again. And I have the Sadahara O and the Shigeo from this set, and each one of those took me like a year to find. And so the last one I need is the Kanata to complete my 4-player collection that I'm working on in my Japanese vintage baseball card collection. I am getting some random players, but those are the 4 guys I'm really focusing on. And then this thing popped up, my gosh, on Whatnot again. I let everybody know in the chat, like, dude, guys, I really want this card. Like, so no one bid against me, got it for, what it started at. Probably no one would have bid anyways. And when you're on live auctions, I have no problem with that. I love that. Like, dude, I want this one, guys. If people are in the chat talking to each other, it's really fun. Like, everybody wants transparency. Can't get more transparent than being on these live auctions with the other friends and other collectors and being like, oh, dude, oh, Dylan. And they'll be like, Dylan, this one's yours. I can just see it. That one goes and, it's fun. And then you get random people popping in and they bid you up and you're like, dang it, he didn't know. But this card, to have landed this from Robert again to add to my insane collection. I think the rarity on these is R3, which is even tougher. He had a couple of these available in the last Whatnot stream. I wasn't willing to spend any more money like Big One O and Shigeo. But man, that is just insane right there. So coming in at number 20, that was monster. Oh, keeping with the theme, I forgot I put these in order. That is insane. Isao Harimoto for the win this year. Really, like, the only professional player in history to survive an atomic bomb. I mean, who has survived an atomic bomb to begin with? And to go on to have a career that he had. One of the greatest players in Japanese baseball history. And then you add that fact to it. It's just astonishing the life he has led and what he overcame. 1960 Jintan Gum JF8 Isao Harimoto. Now, this card's kind of famous now. This was a huge pickup for me. I saw this pop up on eBay, and I don't know how long it was up there before I finally found it, but I think it popped up and I saw it right away. I sent the guy an offer, and it was like, I think I ended up winning this for like $200, give or take 50 bucks. Only one I've ever seen, only one I've seen since. And these came in packs of gum. See this, it's size of a stick of a gum, super thick. And when I did a video just like this, sharing this card, Fanatics picked it up, or I did a short. I pulled it from my video and did a short. No, they watched the whole video. I didn't do a short. They made a short of my video, me talking about this card and this player, and it was awesome. Like, I mean, Fanatics scooped it up, and to me, Fanatics is tops. And so for me to make videos and to be on the channel, sharing a card, not my face, and of a player I collect that no one knows about, was super cool to my brain. I thought it was awesome. Never in my life would I thought I would have been a part of a tops conversation at all. I know I'm not, but it felt like me because I collected this card. What a special card. And what's crazy, this card, I believe, I reached out, talked to the seller. There's not a lot of people who collect Japanese baseball vintage cards. It's growing, that's for sure. But I think he said he bought this from Robert. So at some point this was Robert. So that guy bought it, and he's a collector, so he found something else. But man, what a sick card. And that set to me is very special. I love the gum and food issues, but look at that trifecta. Look at that. Harimoto came for the win this year. Unexpected, but really one of my favorite players in my entire collection. He's like collecting Sam Rice. Like those guys with those crazy stories to me. I don't need a bunch of them because everyone's got stories, but real special ones like that, and they're incredible players. That's what the combo is. Whew. Let me take a sip of my coffee. All right, I think that was number 19. We'll call this next one number 18. Oh, this one's sick. This goes so good. Oh, you Pokemon haters out there, you Strongsville Pokemon haters, you guys have no idea what I deal with over here on this island. I went to a card show this year with 100% guaranteed in my brain I will not find a card that I want. It will be, you know, they have this like collector's convention over here, tiny, like 20 tables. They rent out the old Macy's, which is a little building at the mall that Macy's closed down. And the shop, the little LCS that I go to, the hobby shop that sells all kinds of things, they put on a collector's convention, and some people from Oahu flew over, some vendors, but I knew it was going to be 99.9% Pokemon and those types of things, but I wanted to be around collectors. So I drove an hour to go to this show on a Friday night, and I was rewarded. I saw about 8 vintage cards there, total. I kid you not. And this is one of them. So Diamond in the Rough, and I got to be around other collectors. I didn't care that they collected Pokemon cards. I felt like I was around my people. I really did, because I'm a cardboard collector. I said it from the beginning, like before I don't even care if I ever watch a sport again. Like, for me, it's all about the cards. So I don't care what type of cards you collect. And I found this 1959 Roberto Bob Clemente. And it's not Bob. I know he hated that. I'm just reading the card. In a PSA 5 that looks like an 8. And to me, to have found this example, you guys know how picky I am, at a Pokemon show is mind-blowing. So, to all you naysayers, it's fun for guys like me who don't get to go to shows, who don't have shows. I don't mind being around a bunch of people who collect Pokemon cards. They have got binders in their arms. They're all frothing. You're getting the sights and sounds of a regular card show. And you know you will find some baseball cards in the mix because they get traded stuff and stuff's floating around. So you know you're going to see something. And I got this. And I got a Carissa Moore autograph card that night, which is just insane. So, man, to have this story with this card and this example that looks like an 8, this one really popped my bubble brain. For me, I never cared, like, I wasn't trying to pick up a PSA 5 that looked like an 8. I just wanted to pick a PSA 5 that looked really good. And I still stand by that. But this one made me think about how Greg and his dad go about picking up cards, where they're picking up a 5 that is trapped in the wrong holder. They made a mistake and is supposed to be in a higher grade. The grader, for whatever reason, was lost that day. And that right there represents that. That's a crack out and resubmit right there, you know, but I won't. That's not the point. So added that, I had one already. Sold the other copy I had in a lower grade, and it was centered as well. So magical card, magical moment. Never forget where I purchased that. So yeah. Oh, this next one. This is the biggest card in the most expensive card in the whole group, and this card is coming in, I believe, number 18. And let me tell you why. This card, you know, this could be my number 1 baseball card in my collection on any given day. All kinds of different things. But this is the 1933 Gouty Lou Gehrig. You know, 1.5. Now, the reason it's not my number 1 pickup of the year is because it was stressful. It was a card that I've wanted my entire life. I didn't... You know, I had looked at so many examples over the last year, and I let some go that I should have purchased. There's no creases or wrinkles on the front. It looks beautiful. The color's not perfect. But I was stressed out because when you're spending, this is the most I've ever spent on a baseball card in my life, $3,000 or $3,200, I believe. And I bought this in a Mantle, so it was a combination. So I could say this was $3,000 because that other card's worth X, or I could say I paid $3,200 for this. Either way, this is the most I ever spent on a baseball card. And it was epic that I hit the button and finally just decided on the copy that was mine. And I saw this on Garrett's channel. And I just pounced. I reached out and bought it. But the whole experience of buying a big card is very stressful for me. Always is. You get a little shaky in the hands, and it's just kind of scary. So I love this card. And in my collection, it's a monster, and it easily could be, you know, my favorite card of my collection. But for what it represents and for my favorite pickups of the year, it's just not because of the work and the time and the stress that it caused when I bought this card. And in the back, it's got some paper loss. So another stressful thing, you have to learn what you can live with, what you can't live with. And that's something that, you know, comes with practicing on the smaller, lower dollar cards. But I just bought this card, and, you know, if I ever see an example like Jeremy Lee's, I will buy it, and then I will sell this, and I will have no problem doing it. But for now, this one is mine in my collection. I don't regret the purchase. I want to be clear. I think it's a beautiful example for the grade, for overall. I know I could get what I paid for it. Actually, I could get more than what I paid for it. So I'm not, but I had to put that in the rankings as far as where it goes in my brain. When I look at that card, all that's factored in. And my pickups, you know, when you get to the ones that are the best for me, they were the easiest. They're like no-brainers. Like, absolutes, and the card itself. Like the Aseo Harimoto, the more I look at those behind me in those pack of 3, I probably should have put those at number 1, 2, and 3, because those make me really excited about cards and collecting. Where the Lou Gehrig, it makes me look at my collection like, wow, that's a big card. Just differently. Not as the excitement as those other ones that fit in my collection perfect. And great transition into this 2011 Topps Chrome refractor, red refractor, numbered out of 25 of Mickey Mantle. So I had never seen this card come up for sale. In the 2.5, 3 years I've been hunting Mickey Mantle card number 7s. When Topps made Mickey Mantle, they put him in the base sets. The only player they had ever done that for, and they started in 1996, and then they lost the license and got it back in 2006, and they represented card number 7 of Mickey Mantle in the base set, which is mind-blowing because they didn't have any other players, no other vintage or Hall of Fame or retired players in the base set. They put him at number 7, and they did that from 2006, also 1996, 2006, all the way to 2012. And they put Mickey Mantle at all those positions, and in all those sets, only 2011, I believe. Well, there might be a couple others, but he was in those ones base cards. So to me, this goes along with the 1969 Mickey Mantle, where it's a post-playing days card, but it's in the base set. So this collection of mine is monstrous. And my history with Mantles and selling the base cards over the years just really makes me love this Mantle collection maybe more than any other collection in my entire collection. Like, that binder to me is special. And when this one popped up, won this for $200, I believe, at an auction. I probably put a monster bid in of like $326 or something like that, or maybe this was, I think this was $200. And I got it. Like, dude, if you're collecting of modern cards, especially back then, you know how hard these are to find. Way harder than all my vintage cards, except for those Aseos. They're, probably on par with that. 25 it exists or what have you. Oh, and man, I love this card right here. So sick. So really special that Topps did that with Mantle and nobody else. And then after 2012, they retired card number 7. This will blow your mind. They didn't even put number 7 in sets. It's like hotels and they skip floor 13. They skipped number 7 out of respect for Mickey Mantle. So those cards to me are so underappreciated as any Mantle collector. The ones that are coming out today that Mantle's in cost more than the ones that are from the 2000s because no one's got their eyeballs on them. And I do. I think they are immensely special. And I'll shout out like Chris Hoge for sharing deeply about like firsts and special things about the cards themselves individually. Other guys too, but for him really in particular, really learning the deep sense of these cards, knowing that Mickey Mantle in the base collection was very rare and special. So this one followed suit, won this year as well. The 2011 Topps Hope Diamond Anniversary Mickey Mantle. I saw one of these sell 2 years ago in a PSA 8 for $200 and something, and I kicked myself for not going for it at the time. It wasn't my favorite image, and I, wasn't sure about spending $200 on a modern Mickey Mantle card. And these are numbered out of 60, 28 of 60, card number 7. And when this one popped up this last year, I put a bid in and I barely won it. And it was like $300 and something, $70, $60, something like that. Oh man, when I won, I was freaking so stoked. If I would have lost, I would have been extremely disappointed. You never see these. You just don't. Some guy's got one up there and he wants like some extravagant amount, I think right now. Thousands of dollars. You just don't see these Hope Diamonds anymore. People are collecting them. These are like the red refractors. These older ones, to me, one day these will become those PMGs of the 90s. Because the 2000s have some ultra special rare cards as well. And they're starting to get more popular, but the prices aren't even close to what those 90s cards are. And I think the future is very bright for cards like these on a financial basis. And, you know, obviously besides all of that, these in my collection are just incredible. So Hope Diamond for the win. Mickey Mantle. You know, I better start pulling these cards down. Running out of room. Got too many to share. Pull those down. All right, we'll leave those up in the background. All right, next card up. Number, I'll call this number 16. What do we got here? Oh, yes. Another insane edition. I had been looking for this card, I think 3 years now. And this is a 1968 JGA 137 Jintan Gum Shigeo Nagashima. Rarity rating R5, meaning 5 or less examples are known to exist at all. And I graded this at 2. It's a hand-cut card. They came in a magazine. I also think they may have came in packs as well. And so some might not be hand-cut. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone out there who knows more. But I believe these are all hand-cut from that magazine. And I did say maybe from a pack, but correct me if I'm wrong. Very rare, very scarce card. And this one popped up on Robert's auction or whatnot as well. And I have there's 4 Shigeos and there's 4 Sadahara O's in that collection. And I have all the Sadahara O's I found from Robert through the years. And I have all the Shigeo Nagashimas. And there's an auction where I didn't win this card. It was for sale years ago, and I didn't win it in the example he had. And I'm kicking myself ever since. And then he popped this one up, and I snagged it. So I finished my collection. 4 Shigeos complete, 1 binder page. And this card is just sick. Just the meaning of finding this card to me was ultra special. So really glad if I was doing this video correctly, I would have those cards out and share the entire collection. But it would have taken me too long and I have too many cards everywhere. So there we go. Card number 16 coming up. Oh, this card is sick. So I purchased, take a sip of my coffee. I purchased 2 or 3 Aaron Judges last year. And this one came in, I bought this in January last year. So right on the new year, barely made the cut. It's my favorite looking Aaron Judge card in my entire collection. And when I bought this, I've lost plenty of money on cards I've purchased. Plenty of my Mike Trout cards have gone down in value. So my Judge collection, it feels good to actually have cards that go up in value in the modern space. Because a lot of them, I've only purchased, I've only bought Mike Trout cards, Aaron Judge, and Ohtani cards basically in the modern, and retired players like Albert Pujols and Ichiro and stuff. But as far as the guys currently playing, basically Judge, Trout, and Ohtani. And I couldn't get myself to buy any more Judges this year except for the few. Because the prices took off. So when I bought this for under $200 at auction last January, it's like $180. I took a huge leap. I decided to just buy 1 epic refractor from 2024 to cover Aaron Judge in my collection. And I saw this one, it popped up, and I was like, man, that thing is sick. And it was right when Topps Chrome probably came out or close to it. And these are numbered out of 10. This is the Black Ray Wave Refractor, number 2 of 10. These are 1 in every 3,012 mega box packs and retail only. So they only came in those two, this refractor. And you had to, in 1 in out of 3,012. And then you have to times that by how many cards are in this set. So astronomical odds to actually get this exact card. I understand they make a decent amount of parallels. And this is an oddball parallel, I would say. But to me, it's magical looking. It's my favorite parallel right now in the hobby as far as looks go. And you know, you're paying for what you get. The regular black refractor, the true black refractor, is going to be worth more than this. And even to this day, back then, which is perfect. And I see that in the future as well. There's no way this is not going to be collected in the future. It's too beautiful of a card. And to me, it's like, dude, I did it. I finally had a card that went up in value. My Judge collection has skyrocketed. My Mike Trout collection has gone down, except for the ones that I bought all the last year, which is great. But it feels good, man. This thing's like gone skyrocketed. So it's really sick, really special. One of those cards that made the list truly because the card itself is my favorite looking Aaron Judge collection card in my entire collection. Look at the WAR stats back here. You guys get in the Hall of Fame, like Andrew Jones just got in the Hall of Fame today. He didn't even have a WAR of 9. Not one season where he had 9. Judge is knocking out 10s left and right these days. 9s and 8s. He's like Mike Trout. Guys that knocked out massive wars, massive seasons, all-time seasons. Koufax, Sadara O had some monster war seasons. Man, this card is sick. So Aaron Judge collection, and also this really ticks the box for my single card from 2024 Topps Chrome. Although I did go a little nuts, I bought Mike Trout. I have 2 from Mike Trout that year. I have his Ray Wave gold and his True Gold. So if I ever come across a True Gold of Mike Trout's, I'll buy it, especially because he's deflated. Mike Trout's my number 1 guy. He's my number 1 target. He's on my tier 1 list of who I collect the most of and who I'm going to continue to buy the most of. His prices are low. I think he's an all-time great. So, yeah, I know it's sidetracked, but it has to do with like how I'm taking the future of collecting these Topps Chrome cards and the parallels within them. But black for Yankees, just insane. I could talk about that card for an hour. So, all right, moving on to the next card. How is this card? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is card number 14. This could easily be card number 1. 2009. This card you'll never see on another person's channel in the history of baseball cards. It's the only one. 1 of 1. 2009 Mickey Mantle Scion printing plate. 1 of 1. 1 in every 925 packs. And don't forget, you have to times 925 by the number of cards in that set for the true odds. And normally I would put it on the flip, but this isn't, I flipped this before I was doing all that info, or I got lazy that day. But look at this image. Look at this card. Not every printing plate is epic, and I stay clear of the ones that are not epic. The ones that are epic are truly unique, truly masterpiece, 1 of 1 cards to have. I have the 2006 one, and it's my all-time favorite Mantle card. It's one of, I'm going to talk about that one more, but it's one of the very first ever Mickey Mantle 1 of 1 Topps cards ever produced, like 1 out of 3. So I'm learning deep diving these things, but to have plates right here on the back, this is the actual Scion printing plate used to manufacture card number 7, Mickey Mantle. This plate is a one-of-a-kind collectible. I agree 1,000%. This card created every parallel, every single other card of this base card in existence. it helped create that card, which blows my collector's brain that I get to own the piece they used to do that. This is a card. It's kind of just baffles my brain that I've been able to hunt these down. What I've been doing is overpaying, and they're coming out of the woodworks. Is truly, I think that's what's happening. I first got the first ones for like 150, 125, and now I'm paying upwards of 250 to 300 for card number 7. And I didn't even put that on the label. Another mistake. These graders are getting really sloppy, they're getting really sloppy. Probably playing for the Blazers when the grader's making the labels. That's how I like to play, if I'm playing for the Blazers, make my labels, I really get into it. So that's where the mistakes are coming. But look at this card. One of the greatest images of Mickey Mantle in existence, in my opinion. It's when he played shortstop. I believe this is his rookie season or before his rookie season, spring training or something. I looked it up, and I could be wrong at the moment, but I hunted for the original photograph, and he played shortstop. So insane card right there. Massive addition to the collection this year is that card. I'm trying to get all of them. I'm only missing 1 or 2 of the base cards from those years of the printing plates. And I'm not collecting every printing plate. Like I said, it's gotta look good. Next card on the list is a big card. Straight up card that I've always wanted. It's on my list of top 55 cards I want to own before I die. I want them really early. I've thought about selling big giant portions of my collection to go after my list and just finish the list and then go back to the other cards that I sold. I've thought about doing that so many times, but truly, when I hold my other cards, I can't get myself to do it. The time I spent to look for centered examples of these old Topps cards, I just don't have the heart to sell all these cards that I have to acquire cards like this. And you might look at this and be like, what do you mean, to acquire an authentic minimum size 1952 Bowman Willie Mays card? Yeah, because sometimes you just want the card. And when you look at this example of his card, the surface is spectacular. No creases, no wrinkles. The image is spot on. Spot on. The clarity of the card and a minimum size not met. This card, I guarantee you I could crack this out, send it again, and it would most likely get a grade. I've seen plenty that look exactly like this, miscut wise. Send it to PSA. Just you keep sending this in. At some point, you're going to get a grade. And I got this for $700. Oh yeah, there is a slight paper wrinkle on the back right here. I forgot about that one. I got this for $700, $725 at auction. Nobody wanted it. And this card is one of those that's really hard to find with a good image. And now I have a 52 Bowman Willie Mays card to go with my Mickey Mantle 52 Bowman that I traded for at the National. Shout out to Adam, Vintage Sanctuary. This one was no stress. This was not like the Lou Gehrig. This was no stress, a no-brainer for me. I saw this one when it popped up. I followed it for 7 days and knew I was going to win it. Well, I didn't know I was going to win it, but I knew I was going to bid. I think I bid a little bit over $1,000 because I said if I get this for $1,000 or less, oh my gosh, I'm taking it home with me. Guaranteed. So just an insane pickup to have. Really stoked to check off that box. My top 55 cards I want to own before I die. I want to own them long before I die. I want to enjoy them for years. And then I go back to the small stuff. But, I like the small stuff too much too. All right, card number, 13 or something? Give or take, 12. Oh, yeah. Another monster of a card. Wow. This card, 1949, 48, Leaf, Joe DiMaggio, Jolton Joe DiMaggio. Look at this beautiful baseball card. When this one popped up, it was at auction. A friend of mine, Jason, hopefully he's watching. I text him. The guy I bought my Clemente from. He bought a beautiful example. He sent it to me, and we were both talking about it. And he bought his, and I was like, man, you crushed it. Well, this example came up about a month later, and I pounced. It was at auction. And this was a no-brainer, unstressful purchase. I wanted this card. I won this for like $1,500. I think the condition of it is outstanding for the price, the eye appeal. This is what I'd want all my cards to look like. If I could snap my fingers and have every one of my vintage baseball cards, my iconic, my top 55 cards before I die list, if I could have every one of them look like this, I would do that in 2 seconds. It's a perfect example of a lower graded specimen that just has the eye appeal of a really nice card. Yeah, it has flaws, but it doesn't, nothing distracts me. I look at this card, I hold this card, and I go, wow. And this card could be #1 easily, because I always told my wife, when I first started making YouTube content, I didn't have a Joe DiMaggio card. So I always told her, look, if you ever see a Joe DiMaggio card on my wall, you ask me how much I paid, because it's not cheap. And this is the card I always kind of thought of, because the words Joe DiMaggio were so big. I always pictured this on my wall. And to finally have the card that I always pictured on my wall, and me telling my wife and had her seeing it and asking how much I paid, she never has, actually in a binder, but I did have it on my wall for a long time. But it's not my first Joe D. I bought in 3 Joe Ds since I got on YouTube. So yeah, selling other cards. But what a stunner of a card. All right, next card. You guys are going to be blown away, because there's cards that get on this list that most you vintage guys would put way higher, like that card. This next one, card number 11 or whatever, doesn't matter at this point. I'll tell you when we get closer to the end. 2006 Topps Chrome Red Refractor Mickey Mantle. This is card number 7, as usual. And this Red Refractor is the only one I had seen at that point. Up to that point this year. I think there's one more available somewhere. Maybe not. But when this thing popped up, ungraded, unbelievable. I can't remember if I won this at auction. I think I sent an offer for this card, actually. I don't know for sure. I can't even remember what I paid. But the Red Refractors are out of 90. And these were in those little box topper packs. So even just insanely tough to find, tough to pull. And these were, there's 330 cards in the set, and there's no odds listed because it was in the box topper only. It's the only way to get the Red Refractors from 2006 was in the box toppers. But this image to me is why I put this card so high. The meaning of 2006 Topps Chrome for Mickey Mantle. This is Mickey Mantle's very first ever Red Refractor. Very first ever serial numbered card to 90 of Mickey Mantle. First Red Refractor. There's so much I could say about this card because it's just so special. And the way that I have the printing plate and put them side by side where Mantle's batting right-handed on the plate and left-handed on the other cards. And I have the card that created this card. All of it just intertwines in my brain to really move this card way up the list. It's my favorite Mickey Mantle card of all of his entire post-playing day run. And I'll put the 69 Topps, I'll include that in there. This card is special to me. And this came back a 9. You never get 9s raw, you know? I reached out to the seller after, and I think his dad had that or something, collected those since it came out. So he was hunting those down, and he kept it in pristine condition. So incredible addition to the collection this year. Card number, let's call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, We're down to the 10, 10, the final 10. These cards are gonna get crazy from here on out. Unbelievable collection. I can't even, I like, I know people probably think I'm like one of those like YouTubers or like one of those breakers, like when they pull something, they start screaming. Yeah, I'm not pretending. I'm just excited. Like this is like me when I was a kid playing with my Matchbox cars and my Legos and driving them, going, you know, and just, this is me being a kid again when I look at my cards and it takes me there. So when I share these cards, I'm just excited. And everyone's like, I love your passion. You know what? I'm not pretending when I make videos. I love looking at them, and my brain gets just as excited and fired up looking at these cards, man, when I'm on video or when I'm not on video. And that's what I love playing with them. That's why I love making videos. These are for me. I get to watch these in bed and look at my cards. These aren't for you. This video's for me. 2009 Topps Series 1, my guy, Mike Trout, Independence Day, serial numbered, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, number 27 out of 76, 27, jersey number 1 of 1, baby, in my opinion. I'm totally in love with that serial numbered 1 of 1. Makes this ultra special, in my opinion. 350 cards in Series 1, 1 in 160 packs. This came back in 8, centering 100. All I cared about was this image on this card is spectacular. The way the American flag is waving in the back, the design of 2019 Independence Day is just below and could be on top of 2018. The look of it is insane. And when this one popped up at auction, serial number 27, it was obviously coming home with me, you know, unless someone got crazy, which they almost did. I actually almost lost this card. I think I won this for $227-ish. Oh my gosh, dude. I think I bid $298 thinking, because it was probably at like $50, you know, last minute. No one's going to win this card. And when I won it, it was one of the most exciting wins of my entire year. To add this, because of that, oh, you'll see it, you'll see. I just blew my mind. So an insane Angels card, insane Trout card, insane Independence Day card, all the above in my collection. Gonna move some things out because we got some, you know, organization to do, play with my cards correctly. We'll keep that indie right up there. Pujols, you're getting kicked off the screen. Let me get you guys focused there. Putting Trout next to, oh, actually we'll go like this. 2018 Independence Day, 2019 Independence Day. Something about that sound I really love when I'm watching videos, and then the sound of this on these floors. It's like a, whatever they call that sound. Oh, I love it. It's like, I love this mat. I lay my cards out here all the time. Ah, so sick. All right, Independence Day is for the win. Next card coming up. Where? Oh my gosh, I put those away? Hold on. There we go. I just put those back in the box. Card number 9. Oh, this one's ultra special. Insane card. And it goes so good with those cards you're about to see. Mike Trout, 2018. My favorite Independence Day card in my collection up to this point. I have one coming that is gonna be my all-time favorite, but this one is insane. 2018 Topps Mike Trout Independence Day, serial numbered out of 76, just like all Independence Day because of 1776. This, like the way the colors are blasting off and he's right in the middle, him holding his stance, you got the wave. My favorite design from the 2000s is 2018 because of the wave barreling. Literally, Mike Trout is getting barreled. And if you're a surfer, that is a wave, and the guys' names are getting barreled. So this set, to me, you got Ohtani's rookie season too. So these cards are going to be, to me, the PMGs of the future. 10, 20 years from now, these cards are going to be monsters. These are so hard to find. There was only one up, and it was on the merry-go-round for a year. This Trout card, this exact one. You wanted $400. I was just like, man, over and over I would contemplate. I finally had enough liquid courage, and I pounced on it one night. And it was like one of the best collecting decisions I've ever made. Truly one of the best collecting decisions ever, because I really fell in love with that card in the Independence Day parallel because of that card and the way it just sat on eBay for a year. And now there was one up, one sold recently for way more. I made $400 for that thing. I know that thing was thousands during the peak, but I probably made a nice high comp on that over the last 2 years. And no one wanted it. And now you find there's one up there and they want 500 or something for the 8. So I did really well, and it's because I created that comp. I just think it's hilarious. Because I still have the watch list set up to see when them pop up, but they just don't come out of the woodwork. So I'm honored and treasured to own that card. This next one topples all of them. 2018 Topps Chrome. Mike Trout. My favorite thing to collect in 2025 were and still is printing plates of my favorite players and my favorite cards. And this is the Topps Chrome version from 2018 of Mike Trout. Black printing plate, 1 of 1. Card number 100, which I forgot to mention, which is ultra special, meaning Trout had an insane season the year before. And this created all the other Topps Chrome cards from this set of Mike Trout. And to have this image of my favorite set, Mike Trout getting barreled on a 1 of 1 and in an incredible looking 1 of 1. This is the exact, just like that last example of printing plates that look incredible. They look just as good as the colored versions, in my opinion. I think the history of the card, the way it's the only one in existence, really just strikes it with me. I'm not trying to pump up printing plates. I am pumping up how much I love my collecting focus this year, and the cards that I have picked up, they are rare, they are scarce, they are hard to find, and that goes with those centered Topps baseball cards that I pick up. I love this stuff, and look at that right there, insane. And that card was like $250, I believe. Buy it now. I sent an offer or something. $250 for a 1 of 1. Try get a super fractor. You would be like $5,000 deep at least, minimum. Probably $10,000 for that one. So having that 1 of 1, unbelievable. That looks like that. Next card. Oh yeah, this is sick. Think about number 1. What are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Card number 7. 2006 Topps Chrome Mickey Mantle home run number 1. Oh man, when I found this ungraded from a guy, he had it at an auction, and it was one of those auctions that I think he started it at I don't know, maybe it was only $1 and no one bid, but he had or best offer. It popped up and I sent him an offer right away of $125. And he accepted, and I was like, dude, this card is worth much more than $125. I've never seen another copy of this card. I don't think I ever will. Card home run number 1 in that set is extremely popular. I've sold hundreds of these base cards over the years. Card number 7 is very popular as well, or home run number 7, because it matches this jersey, but I chose to go for number 1. That's the number 1 that I sold of. So this card means so much to me, and to find it, and the guy was so nice that I bought it from. I forgot the story of how he got it, but to work with me and give me a deal, like take it off the auction block. Oh my gosh, red refractor, number 13 out of 25. And these were inserted into 2008 packs. So this is a 2006 Topps Chrome card, but they only inserted these in 2008. Certain home run refractor cards were inserted, certain numbers were inserted in certain years. They spread it out, Topps did. Great job still giving homage, or whatever you want to call it, giving their respect to Mickey Mantle through the years. And I don't collect all the random Mantles. I'm trying to stick to card number 7, but this one, since I sold so many, it has an extra special spot in my collection. Ultra special card. Home run number 1 occurred on May 1st, 1951. Center field, 450 feet at Comiskey Park. Look at that. Numbered out of 25. This is way up there. What, number 6 on my greatest pickups of the year. Another modern card. All right, we're going back to vintage, everybody. Card number, oh, this is number 6. Whatever, you know when I get to the very top. Mr. Theodore Ted Williams, play ball, 1941, the greatest season in baseball history. That and 61 are my awards for the 2 greatest seasons. I think 41 takes the cake because of what happens after 41 with the war and the fact that Joe DiMaggio and Ted Williams got 2 records that maybe will never be broken. I picked this card up after seeing one go in a 2 for over 2,000. That was perfect eye appeal, perfect everything. This one popped up right after. And this is a 2 as well, which I just realized right in this moment. and yeah, it's got that little puka mark thingy right there. But the corners, the centering, the color, the registration, everything hit my button. So I go, if I get this for cheap, I'm buying it. $1,200 I won this for all in. Insane. I would pay $1,200 for this card every day on Sunday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all day. If I see an example like that in a card I need, I'm grabbing it. That one ties in so well with card number 5 in the countdown. That is the Joe DiMaggio from 1941. Play ball. Look at this. This example here. This one wins for Eye Appeal Award of the Year in my collection. The most rewarding card I picked up all year as far as like hitting the eye appeal, hitting the price to eye appeal ratio out of the park. This one popped up. I didn't want this one to pop up because I think I just picked up that leaf card or something. Or no, I hadn't picked up that leaf card. I was in the jungle cutting down the forest, working my butt off down there earlier on in the year. And this hit up on my watch list. I just sat down, took a break, saw it. And it took me didn't take me long. Let's put it that way. I told the story before. I pounced on it. I think I paid $1,900 for this card. And it's got a little paper loss right here. And right there. That's the problem with this card. There's not even any wrinkles or creases in this card. Like, the surface is insane. The coloring, the registration. This is the eye appeal for me that gets the gold label Double D sticker all day long, especially knowing how hard these Joe D 41s are to find that look like this. I think I crushed it on price to eye appeal ratio. I would buy this card every day for the price I paid. Haven't seen one come up that looked this good since. Man, what a glorious pair of cards right there. 2 cards on my 55 card I want before I die list. Side by side, they look outstanding. Card number 4. And now we're getting serious with some just craziest stuff here ever. This one is nuts. Well, 1 of 1. The only time you're ever going to see this card again in history is on my channel. This is a 2009 Topps 206 Jackie Robinson magenta printing plate. 300 cards in the set. 1 in every 285 packs you could pull a printing plate. And this is of Jackie Robinson, one of the greatest players in baseball history. When you add his story in and what he achieved for people, for humans, for baseball, for history, everything. And to own a early 1 of 1 of Jackie Robinson is mind-blowing. And what's made this card jump way up the list is when I shared this the first time. My buddy Dean, West something other street, check him out in the chat, in my description. He noted that this is the same image on the 1948-49 Leaf Jackie Robinson rookie card. It's the same photo. I had no idea. It didn't put 2 and 2 together because it's cropped differently. Imagine if this was the photo that they did on the Leaf card, like the whole body. To me, that would have been even better because you got Dodgers right here. This is the image right there on that Leaf card. And so that, when he told me that in the video, it jumped this card to my number 1 Jackie Robinson card in my collection. Above all of his vintage cards, above everything, this is my favorite Jackie Robinson card in my collection, which is insane, right? You vintage guys are going, what? And I'm going, yeah, this is a 1 of 1. This card made every other card that was produced, and this is the image they used on the rookie. It's so special. It's truly is super unique. I'm going to dive more into 1 of 1s and the Jackie Robinsons and what number 1 of 1 this is of Jackie Robinsons as far as Topps is concerned. I'm going to dive into that stuff on my channel more and in my collection personally. I really like that. It's fascinating. So thank you, Dean, for pointing that out to me. Made that card ultra special. And one more reason I really love these cards is because I sold a bunch of these base card versions, which I should have brought out, back, when I had my giant eBay store and my thousands of cards listed. I have a bunch of Jackie Robinson's Topps 206 base cards that I sold over the years for like $5 each. So to have the card that made all those, it just really goes crazy. Wow. So this one I put above because this is my guy. This is my guy, and card number 3 of my 3rd greatest pickup of 2025. No surprise here. Another 1 of 1. Talk about beautiful baseball cards and imagery on a baseball card. Mickey Mantle, 2010 Topps Chrome black printing plate, 1 of 1. 220 cards in the set. These were 1 in 1,592 packs. Card number 7. Look at that. Look at the Manhattan Stadium. Manhattan something in the background. Manhattan shirts. Just insane card. This image is bonkers. The design on this Topps card is sick. Huge, dark Mickey Mantle, Yankees. All of it included on this printing plate. Printing plates, man, They are so underrated for what you get, the price you're paying, and the rarity and the scarcity, and the most important to me, the history of the card itself. This made all the other cards. This is the actual black printing plate used to manufacture card number 7, Mickey Mantle. 1 of 1. Whew. Stunner. My third favorite pickup of the whole year. Yeah, above the Jackie. Sorry, guys. But that card for my collection was an absolute grand slam. Finding another card, getting those coming out of the weeds, coming out of the woodworks. You just don't see them. Never seen another one. You'll never see that one ever again. Next card, the last two. These next two are insanely rare, insane examples, and are ultra special, and they're both vintage, and they both go together. 1961 Topps MVP card, autographed by Roger Maris from the 1961 Topps. 1961 being my second favorite season in baseball history. They made a freaking movie about Roger Maris and 1961. He will always go down in history as a very highly sought after, highly collected baseball player because of that movie, because of the history of 61. I mean, that movie just solidified his position, and this card popped up. That's a scratch on the case. Look at that autograph for Tony. If he's still watching, there's no chance, but look at that. Look at that autograph. This is one of those that popped up. I was at the phone store getting the phone I'm recording with now because my phone broke. It was like $725 or something, or $790 he wanted. I sent an offer, and then like 5 minutes later, I go, what am I doing? Just hit the buy button. For God's sake, don't blow it, Dylan. What is your problem? It's perfect. You'll never see another one as good as this example. I truly don't think I'll ever see another one as good as this example. I think there's like 35 of these ever autographed on this card by PSA. And this one is a stunner. This is a candidate if I ever were to sell this card one day, or even if I just like somewhere where they're doing, grading, have PSA. This holder's just beat to tar. It needs to be upgraded in a new holder anyways, just to enjoy it more. But this thing easily has a candidacy of getting like a 4 and a 9 autograph. I don't know how they grade autographs. It looks like a 10 to me, but let's just say an 8, 9, 10 autograph and a 4 to a 5 grade would elevate this card tremendously on value. I don't do that. I'm not doing that. But man, I couldn't believe I sent an offer like a fool, right? And then I was like, oh, I hit that right after that. I'm like, what a fool. Oh, that's what it was. And then the second I decided I'm going to buy the card outright, the guy accepted my offer, like within minutes. I was literally about to push just buy it now, don't be stupid. And then he accepted it. So it saved me like, whatever, $50 or something in the moment. Oh my gosh. Oh, so insane. All right. Final card of the countdown, my greatest pickup of 2025, my crown jewel of my collection, my greatest pickup of a baseball card in my entire life. The biggest card that I just saw and I go, that's it. That's my card. That is coming home with me. That, no matter what, is my card. I'm gonna win it. And I almost didn't. I didn't look up comps. I didn't know what these things were worth. I had no idea. But I came up with a number when I saw this beautiful 1961 Topps base card of Roger Maris come up at auction, autographed. I came up with a price in my head. And I said, I'd like to pay $2,800 for that card. If it was a buy now, I would have slated it at $2,800. So when it went at auction, I don't remember what I bid, but probably in that range. I ended up winning it for like $2,300 or $2,200. And it's like I saved $800, right? It's like I got that card next to it for free because you're already committed. And that's without looking up comps. And I never even looked up comps. Not even once for this card. If my memory serves me right. But what I found out after I bought it was I believe Tony, Southern Collector, told me that this card sold originally for over $5,000 like years prior on Heritage. So I got this card at a steal when you compare what this exact card sold for years prior for over $5,000, like $5,500 or something, he said. I still haven't looked it up. And I won this, and it's it. This is like, I am obsessed with Roger Maris. I have been since I was a kid. I love that record. And this thing autographed. This is a PSA 5 graded and an autograph 9. But the most important thing isn't the grade, but the overall eye appeal of the card itself and the autograph together. The combination of both. I think this autograph is slightly better because this one skips right there. I think this one's slightly better. That's why I think this would get a 9 or even maybe a 10. Ballpoint ink, both of these. But the look of this card, to me, I think this is probably the greatest example of this card ever signed. There is a few higher graded. I think there's like 90 of these total ever autographed graded by PSA. And my buddy Shane, Shoebox Legend, picked up a sick one. Dare I say right up there with this one. When he grabbed it, I was like, wow. I mean, to find one that looked like this blew my mind. So when I bought this, there's no other one in existence like it. I still stand by that. I think this one is slightly better than Shane's, and I paid much more than he did. So, truth be told, but I would have bought his in 2 seconds, and I would have called his the greatest one in existence. So, whether there is one, I think there's some 7s, like 2 7s graded. I guarantee you those 7s are off-centered, because I know how hard it is to find a centered copy of this with all the bells and like the black is black. There's no print dots on this whole freaking card, which is insane. This scratch is on this case. I literally thought about taking this case and you know, I'd love to get it resub just to get that scratch out of there. But I could also sand it and put some work in and get rid of it. I know how to do that. But man, this card, crown jewel of my collection. My favorite card, my greatest card in my entire collection. It's not my favorite card. It's my crown jewel card of my collection. My favorite card is my Joe DiMaggio heads up card. But this is my crown jewel. This is the one I believe will be worth the most in the future. And it's probably my number 2 favorite card. Number 3 favorite card of my collection. Below the Babe Ruth 4-in-1. But it's my crown jewel. So if that makes any sense, it does in my brain. But to have a pair, oh my gosh, it's phenomenal. It's only one more I need from this set, autographed in ballpoint pen. I would love to find it, and it's the All-Star card, the black and white version. So if I had the triplets going, oh, that would just be it. That would be complete, done, game over. Insane. So that's it, dude. Card number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was a long one, but I had a blast making it. My funnest video. This is just outstanding for me to do this, and for me to be able to look back and to see 2026 pickups that'll probably be even more insane because of my focus is getting deeper and deeper. It's harder and harder for me to find cards that I truly love that will last a lifetime in my collection. It's tough. So with that said, hope you guys are inspired out there. Don't be influenced guys like me. Until next time, shaka, cowabunga!